Breaking news. Ipob denies ties with Simon Ekpa amid Finland detention. Says he was never a member. My country people, double wahala for Simon Ekpa, the self-acclaimed or the self-proclaimed Prime Minister of Biafra Republic government in exile. This is interesting. We all know Simon Ekpa's story, how we heard news that he was being arrested by the Finland police, by the Finnish police, and how he would be, extradited to Nigeria. And so many persons have been making comments regarding, Simon Ekpa and his recent arrest. We got reports that on Thursday, the Finland District Court ordered that he should be remanded in prison following his arrest for suspected terrorist activities. And reacting to this arrest, Ipob, in a statement issued on Friday morning by its media and publicity secretary, Comrade Ima Powerful, stated that Ekpa was never a member of Ipob, adding that he was not a registered member in any country, including Finland. So Ipob has quietly disassociated itself from Simon Ekpa. Now they've claimed that Ekpa was a paid agent to infiltrate and to destroy Ipob peaceful movement for Biafra self-agitation. So, according to Ipob, Simon Ekpa was never a member of Ipob, led by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is currently being detained illegally in the DSS solitary confinement by the Nigerian government since almost 4 years. Now, Ima Powerful noted that contrary to the disinformation from BBC News reports that Simon Ekpa is an Ipob leader, Ekpa is not an Ipob leader, let alone be the leader of Ipob. That he's not a member, let alone being the leader. And Ipob has been a peaceful global movement that has never taken to violence or armed struggle in the past 2 decades of self-determination struggle. Ipob said, although it has been provoked by various murderous regimes in Nigeria, it has remained resolute and peaceful. On the other hand, Ekpa was seen by some innocent Biafrans as someone sympathetic to the Biafran cause until they discovered that he was destructive. He recruited violent criminals to destabilize the southeastern region in 2021. He calls himself a self-acclaimed prime minister of the Biafra group in exile, and that was how he created this violent group that called themselves the Biafra Liberation Army. And they have perpetrated various violent acts against the citizens in the eastern region in the name of Biafra agitation. So the Ipob family worldwide refused to accept that system to achieve Biafra freedom and sovereignty. So Simon Ekpa's group and the Nigerian army are kind of responsible for the many killings, the forceful disappearance, the burning of homes in the southeastern region. But then, the Simon Ekpa-led group has no alliance or any relationship with Ipob and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now, Ekpa recruited these criminals who have been terrorizing the Biafran territory since 2021 after the kidnap and the extraordinary rendition and the illegal detention of the Ipob leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya to Nigeria. The Nigerian government and politicians whom Biafrans believe contracted Simon Ekpa has been tagged his group's violent and criminal and also terrorist activities on Ipob just to blackmail and to tarnish the genuine and peaceful Ipob self-determination struggle led by the indigenous people of Biafra. So they've called out to BBC News and the Finnish authorities to note that Ekpa has no relationship whatsoever with Ipob in Finland or any other unit globally, including Nigeria, and he should not be associated with Ipob because Ipob does not support violent agitation that he represents. I mean, the Ipob everyone knows, which is led by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is a peaceful movement that has adopted civil disobedience to press demands for Biafra self-determination and referendum, unlike Mr. Simon Ekpa, who recruits, who funds criminals, who carry out killings of citizens and even government agents, destroying many homes in the Biafra territory. So they've warned that no person or institution whatsoever, including BBC and also the Finnish government, should link Simon Ekpa and his group to Ipob, because Ipob and Simon Ekpa do not have any relationship. Simon Ekpa has been shielded from arrest and terrorism charges against innocent Biafrans, against innocent Biafran citizens by the Nigerian and the Finnish diplomatic maneuvering. However, every crime, in every crime, there is a day of reckoning, and the day of reckoning for Simon Ekpa has come. It has arrived. So at this point, there are so many, confusions and statements regarding Simon Ekpa, but they've been calls to Ipob members, Biafrans, lovers of Biafra freedom, to remain calm, to remain focused, to remain focused on their goal, which is the release of Nnamdi Kanu from detention and the Biafra restoration project. But then, Ipob does not support any violent agitation or violence against citizens. Ipob does not do violent agitation or violence against the Nigerian security forces or any person that will be represented by Simon Ekpa. So my country people, when Simon Ekpa was arrested, when they asked him if he's the Prime Minister of Biafra, he said no. Simon Ekpa denied being the Prime Minister, the self-proclaimed Prime Minister of Biafra, unlike what he normally says. So a lot of persons were surprised. How come Simon Ekpa quickly denied his position as the self-proclaimed Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic? As time goes on, we'll see how the situation unfolds for Simon Ekpa. This is just it. But Ipob has called out to its followers that all eyes should be on the ball, which is the release of Nnamdi Kanu. Now, these are reactions from Nigerians. Simon Ekpa is a Biafran activist, but that doesn't make him an Ipob member. He has never been an Ipob member. There are different organizations and groups agitating for the independence of Biafra. Such is life. Today, you'll be dancing. Tomorrow, you don't know what will happen. Nevertheless, no genuine Ipob faithful can be distracted with these dramas. They are just playing. And our core focus remains on the unconditional release of the Ipob leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Guys, these are reactions from Nigerians. So my country people, I'm dropping here. Kindly share your thoughts on this in the comments section. Thank you.